Hello guys and welcome back. Quick video today. I'm grinding for ESIEMO right now, and just a quick side note for those of you who don't know, you can, if you're grinding for a specific Descendant, hopefully you know this already, but just in case you didn't, you can track the amorphous patterns that you need, right? And there's probably more amorphous patterns that drop what you need, but I just picked 2 of each, right? For whatever material I'm looking for. So these 2 drop ESIEMO's code at a 6% clip, and these 2 drop his Spiral Catalyst at a 20% clip. So you guys can see right here, go to Descendant, ESIEMO, I have his enhanced cells and his stabilizer. I'm looking for the Spiral Catalyst and the code. So this will drop, you know, don't do normal mode because this only drops at a 3% clip. Whatever amorphous material you get will always have a lesser or a smaller drop percentage, right? So do the hard mode. For example, Starland drops 61, which is one of the ones that I was tracking. You come over here, you look up 61, click on it, hit U to track it, or turn tracking on or off, and that drops it at a 20% clip. And the same thing for 54 and 74, which will drop the ESIEMO code at 6%, right? Just a quick, background before we get into what we need to do here. So we have 4, so these drop the Spiral Catalyst and these drop the code. Now I probably need a lot more of these, anywhere from 20 to 100 honestly, and the drop rate on these is about 25% on the mission. So if you come here, for example, we need 61. If you do these regularly without Sharen, without successfully completing the infiltration, you only have a 25% chance of getting 60, but we need 61, so you have to do it with Sharen. Have a successful infiltration, which I'm going to show you guys what that looks like in a minute, and then you have a 5 to 25% chance of getting 61. Now I'm assuming that it goes from 5 to 10 to 25 or whatever. The more of the sort of the machines you hack, and I'll show you what hacking means. It doesn't really look like hacking. She's literally just like hitting them as hard as possible and shutting them down. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. But yeah, you need to do these with Sharen, right? And the same thing for the 54s and 74s, right? Now the 54s and 74s, actually, just to show you what I'm talking about, we'll do 74, going Vespers hard. So on this one, you could do this with Bunny, but I still like to do it with Sharen because, getting at least something is better, because most of the time when you're doing these, you're going to get nothing. Right, most of the time you're doing is going to get nothing. So if you do it with Sharen, you can have the chance of at least getting a 75 if you don't get. And those 75s can drop some other stuff too, even if you don't need it. And more amorphous material patterns are always better than none, right? So that's why I do it with Sharen, because you just get more rewards if you do it with Sharen. All right, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let me just talk about the Sharen build I'm using. So is this optimal? No, but who cares? I actually think her best move is her active camouflage. I used to think it was a cutoff beam or the sort of this battlesuit melting rounds, which if you get rid of this, by the way, and you save it, it's just a stun. The stun is not good by itself, even though obviously with the duration mods that I'm going to get into in a second, you can go up to almost up to 10 seconds and stun your opponents. But these are only mobs, not named enemies. Named, like, say for example, I don't know, Greg the Star-Crossed would not be stunned by this. Greg the Star-Crossed. But yeah. So, but if you put on her Transcendent, just as a quick side note, then I think this is her best one. I don't have her Overcharged Edge, I think it's what it's called. I think that you can pretty much either combine mods for a chance of getting it, or you have to face Molten Fortress, which I'm not at that guy yet. But anyway, the build. Maximize duration, plus 40% on skill duration, skill extension, plus 36.5% on skill duration, right? So these are combined 76.5%. Which is what we need because you want as much time in stealth mode as possible. So that's 17.6%. Now, 17.6 seconds up from 10 seconds. Okay, the base is 10 seconds with 76.5%. You get up to 17 seconds. Okay, focus on electric for a little bit more damage, but I want cooldowns, right? I want to be able to pop in and out of stealth as much as possible, right? So without this, her passive, which basically means that if you kill something in stealth or in ambush mode, which is basically out of stealth, using a skill, you can go back into stealth because it resets your active camouflage cooldown. Now on my other build, which I don't have as much extension, I just use the base, duration because it's pretty good at 10 seconds. I have a cooldown of like 5 seconds. So, and then the passive has a cooldown of 11.6 seconds. So I'm going for duration here, which is why I had to sacrifice multi-talent, nimble fingers as well as multi-talented, which, by the way, if you use a dimension skill, you can, which is this and this, by the way. These two are both dimension. So if you pop out of stealth and you use this skill, you basically get an extra negative 20.5% cooldown for 5 seconds. All right, but yeah, this is the build that we're going to be using. Maximize duration, skill extension, focus on electric, focus on fusion, just to give her a little bit more damage. You could probably use electric master or, you know, fusion specialist or something. That'd probably be better, but I'm using these two for the negative 6.1% cooldown that you get on each, which gives you a 12% if you combine them. Then you have MP conversion for more cooldown. Like I said, I want to pop in and out of stealth as much as possible. She's pretty squishy. You see what I mean in a moment, especially when you're doing these by yourself, which I'm doing for the purposes of this video. Typically I have a buddy just helping me out. Skill insight for a skill critical hit rate, increased defense and increased HP, you know, just a little bit more survivability, or much more survivability I should say. So there you go, guys, and I'm going to show you guys what this actually looks like. We're going to pop over to this. I'll show you what it looks like facing them. Now this is a pretty easy one. I think only in elites here. Let's get these enemies real quick. But I think there's only elites in this area, so you could probably actually stun them. But sometimes it's a boss, and then it's complicated. I don't know how many of these stations you have to hack, but I'll show you. Maybe it's just 3. I think it's just 3. But yeah, I have 18 seconds, and there's only 3 of them. So yeah, as you can see, she's not really hacking. She's kind of just hitting them, right? I mean, look at that. How did they not see that? But anyway, who cares? Nope, I didn't mean to jump there. And then the boss should spawn. There he is. He spawns. I pop back into stealth, and I could just chill here, literally walk around, grab some health, I don't know, make a cup of coffee, kill these guys, you know, use her second move, which, yeah, and then he's done. You guys look at the right hand corner. Did I get anything? I got 60, but I didn't get 61, right? I was aiming for 61. Yeah, so that pretty much covers the video, guys. Quick thing before I let you guys go and end it. After you get enough amorphous materials, you then have to come over here and do the void missions, right? Which is how you actually open the amorphous materials. And to do them, you also have to get these monomer void shards and polymer void shards. Now they could be inorganic or organic. There's a bunch of different void shards you have to farm to then come in here and do these. This is why a lot of people, including myself, don't really like this. On top of the 5-minute, let me get my marker off of that so you can see. There's also a 5-minute cooldown on this too. So this is very grindy. And keep in mind, 6% drop rate, 20% drop rate. So I could open all of these, right, 20 times each and get nothing. Okay? So there you go, guys. You gotta farm the amorphous patterns, then you gotta farm the void shards, because look at this, you need 38 monomer void shards to actually open this one time, and polymer void shards not as bad. But then if I go to another area, it could be a different requirement. It could be 37, you know, polymers and like 4 monomers. You don't know. I don't remember all these off the top of my head. But that's it, guys, for this video. I just wanted to showcase this, you know, Sharen Stealth. I think that's her best ability in the game, actually. It just leads to everything else, right? One thing that sucks about this is that the Colossi can see you, so you can't just, like, you know, get them off of you if you hop into stealth. It really doesn't matter, which makes Sharen kind of useless. I think that was intentional, though. I don't think the devs did that, you know, by mistake. But anyway, guys, that's enough. I don't want to drag this on too much. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.